Going into the new season of the now World Championship, there's a few changes in the Formula E paddock. New drivers have joined the grid in the form of rookies, some drivers have moved teams, there's hardware changes, software changes, new rivalries. There's a lot to get our heads around, but fear not, we've got you covered. So let's dive in and take a look at how the Season 7 grid is lining up. So starting in Teams Championship order with the reigning champions DS Techeetah. Now this is the first time in the history of Formula E that a team has been made up of two champions. Two-time former champion Jean-Eric Vergne and reigning champion Antonio Felix da Costa. That's an incredibly impressive and successful driver lineup. DS Techeetah are without a doubt the closest thing Formula E has to a dominant team, with 3 driver championships and 2 teams championships to their name. But with the level of competition, development, investment and driver lineup only getting stronger in Formula E, will they find themselves in as many winning positions in the upcoming season? Last season we saw how teamwork within the team, on and off the track, can win championships, as well as how clashes can jeopardise everything. There's no question that da Costa, with the end to the season that he had last time out, will be gunning for a second title, and the first World Championship title. But on the other side, Vergne has been vocal on several occasions about how he is determined not to be bested by his teammate again and reclaim the Formula E title. Team dynamic and driver relationship alone has the potential to be very decisive in DS Techeetah's success in Season 7.
Even they've said to me, this is going to be difficult next year as it becomes more and more important for the two drivers to work together, as we proved in that sort of the race, the 4th race, where the two of them work together against the 2 Nissans and the Mercedes coming behind. So it's going to be more and more of a kind of a team play, I think, in the future. So it will be difficult, and we'll just have to keep working together and see how it plays out. I'm not sure what will happen next season.
Nissan Edams had some catching up to do after its twin motor was outlawed last year, but Berlin showed that Nissan are the team they were expected to be right from the start. Recovering from the time lost in changing powertrains and finishing the season on a high with multiple podiums from Buemi and a win from Roland in the penultimate race. No change in the driver lineup for Nissan Edams. Buemi, a former champion, despite a good comeback in the Berlin races, is coming off the back of his worst season in Formula E. More determined and self-aware than ever, there's nothing he wants more than to be fighting for the title again. Oliver Roland has gone from strength to strength since joining the Formula E grid. He's shown impressive qualifying pace and the ability to win in such a competitive grid. The hunger is real, and there's no doubt that Roland has his mind set on a return to the top step. Starting the season with their Season 6 powertrain, with the plan to move to a new setup in April, how will Nissan fare against the developments made by their rivals? Either way, they will undoubtedly be one to watch in Season 7. It's as you were at Mercedes-Benz EQ for 2021, with continuity being key. Stoffel Vandoorne and Nick de Vries remain the team's driver pairing in the new Silver Arrow 02, sporting a new powertrain for Season 7. Mercedes-Benz EQ had a strong end to last season with the team's first win, made even better by it also being a Team 1-2, and Vandoorne bagging his first victory in Formula E. There's absolutely no question that this is one of the most promising driver lineups on the grid, backed by the German manufacturer with record-breaking motorsport success. Coming out on top in the battle of the Big Four manufacturers, Vandoorne second in the championship and de Vries being the best of the rookies last season, Mercedes-Benz EQ will be wanting to pick up from where they left off. With Sam Bird making the move to Jaguar, a driver who had competed in every single Formula E race for Envision Virgin Racing, the team moved quickly to pin Nick Cassidy down as his replacement. Cassidy is no stranger to success, having recently secured the Japanese Triple Crown of Super GT, Formula 3 and Super Formula titles. Cassidy also showcased impressive pace in Gen 2 machinery as well, having topped the timings in the rookie test in Marrakesh earlier this year in his first outing with the team, and finding his way to a 4th fastest time during day 1 of pre-season testing in Valencia.
He's young, but he has a lot of experience. He's done a lot of starts in many categories. So yeah, we're very excited. He's very fast. Let's see how quickly he adapts to Formula E, but I have a great team of engineers to coach him through it. So yeah, I have great hopes for him.
He'll join Dutchman Robin Freins, who ended 2019-20 on a high in Berlin with 4 Superpole appearances and a pair of podiums. 2 wins in the season before for him and the team as well. As a customer team to the manufacturer, Envision Virgin Racing will be using Audi's new powertrain hardware again in Season 7. High-spec machinery, exciting driver lineup, this is a team that has a strong chance of success. Last season was BMW I Andretti Motorsport's best year in Formula E so far, with 3 race wins, including 2 from the young Maximilian Günther, who brought the fight to drivers with far more experience and showed us that when things go right, he has the ability to win races and push for titles. When things go right being the key part of that sentence. In Season 6, Günther either made it onto the podium or didn't score points. 2 wins, 1 second place, and 8 DNFs. He and the team will be striving for more consistency and success in the upcoming season, their last as a manufacturer team in Formula E. With Alexander Sims leaving the team, BMW have looked to the talents of British driver Jake Dennis, the latest example of a new generation Formula E driver. Now, he'll be pairing with Max Günther after he impressed the team during private tests and time on the simulator. We're excited to see what the former Formula 3 race winner, DTM and GT driver will bring to a dream BMW factory drive. So can this young driver pairing improve on last season's team performance and again bring the battle to the other manufacturers? Topping off the timings during pre-season testing for the 3rd season in a row is a good place to start, but can they convert that into race wins again?
I think we had a really good preparation, doing a very good job with development, and now it's just this time of the year where you want to put everything together to be in a perfect shape for the first race.
Audi Sport App Schaeffler retains the driver lineup that completed Season 6, former Formula E champion Lucas di Grassi and reigning DTM champion René Rast, who bagged a maiden podium in the penultimate race of last season after stepping in for the 6-race season finale and showing that he has absolutely no problem getting his elbows out when needed. Consistency is key in Formula E, and di Grassi was one of only 3 full-time drivers to have finished every race last season. Qualifying was a little bit of a thorn in the side for the Audi team throughout Season 6, but di Grassi showed tremendous race pace, gaining an average 6 positions per race, more than any other driver. The experience and racecraft of di Grassi, the tenacity and ability to hit the ground running of Rast, combined with an impressive new in-house built powertrain, Audi could be on the way back to their former title-winning glory, which would be a fitting end to the manufacturer's time in Formula E after confirming that the 2021 season will be their last in the championship.
We always go into every season with very clear goals, and that's to win. We want to win. We develop everything to win. It's in our core in motorsport to do that, and so Season 7 is no different. We do know and respect the competition, so now here in Valencia before the first race, I don't take anything for granted with any of the competitors.
Jaguar Racing made the decision prior to the end of last season to recruit a driver with experience and proven success in Formula E. And what's better than someone who's raced and won a race in every season so far, Sam Bird. Bird is one of a select group of drivers to have competed in every Formula E race since the series' inception in 2014. And in that time, he's had 9 wins, 18 podiums, 5 pole positions, and 5 fastest laps. An impressive Formula E resume of which Bird wants to add even more accolades to.
Fantastic to be part of such a prestigious brand like Jaguar Racing. The team is doing an amazing job. We're learning all the time, every single time we get in the car we seem to be getting more confident and quicker, so delighted so far with the progress.
He'll be pairing up alongside long-term Jaguar driver Mitch Evans. So far in Jaguar's journey in Formula E, Mitch Evans has been the dominant force in terms of point scoring. Out of the team's 342 points scored, Evans has scored more than 260 of them, including the team's 2 race wins. But is that all about to change? Like for like, albeit in different machinery, granted, in the same time as Evans' 267 points, Bird scored 413. But after Evans let his title hopes slip away from him after such a strong start to the season last season, his focus will be sharper than ever, determined to rediscover his early Season 6 pace and promise, and see it put him on the path to a title, a World Championship title at that. I think it's safe to say that there won't be as much of a driver performance imbalance at Jaguar in Season 7, and there's no doubt about it, both Evans and Bird are favourites for the title. With a promising start to life in Formula E, the Tag Heuer Porsche Formula E team will now have its sights set on closing the deficit to fellow rookies last season, Mercedes-Benz EQ, who flew to 3rd in the team's championship and rounded out the 2019-20 season as best of the German giants. In an attempt to close that gap and launch a strong campaign in Season 7, the team have sought out the services of Pascal Wehrlein to join André Lotterer. Pascal has 17 races under his belt as part of the Mahindra team, where he picked up 72 points, a pole position and a podium in his time in Formula E so far. Is Porsche the place where he can become the racing driver everyone expects him to be?
Competition in Formula E is really high, so it won't be easy. I think the team has made a good step forward since last season, but obviously every team will do a step forward. So let's see where we are in the first couple of races.
The competition from across the garage will be strong, however, with the highly decorated Le Mans legend André Lotterer racing in his second season with the team. A no-nonsense, tenacious driver who's more determined than ever to be a regular on the Formula E podium for a manufacturer that he loves. The team achieved their debut season ambitions in the opening race of last season in Diriyah. So what targets have they set for Season 7? More of the same or a push for the title? With Jerome D'Ambrosio moving out of Mahindra and into team management elsewhere, Alex Lynn steps in after an impressive run for the team in Berlin, with 3 Super Pole appearances backed up by points and his best result of 5th after 27 rounds of racing across multiple teams and seasons. Is Mahindra the team that will finally allow Lynn to showcase his talents and push for more points and more? Making up the other side of the garage, announced shortly after the close of Season 6, Alexander Sims made the move from BMW i Andretti Motorsport, a team where he achieved 2 podiums, including a win that followed back-to-back pole positions in the opening weekend of Season 6, to join Mahindra in the search for more success.
Season 6, without any, I don't want to sugarcoat it, it was a disaster for us. It I think was our worst season ever in Formula E, so we had the drivers, we had the team, etc. It was just the hardware behind us which wasn't the best, and we made some mistakes, and I think that's something which we've corrected for this year, so I'm pretty optimistic going forward in Season 7.
Sims' proven pace and racecraft, Lynn's recent form with the team, combined with what the team are calling a game-changing new power chain, eyes on Mahindra Racing. Edoardo Mortara may have outperformed the customer team status of Rocket Venturi Racing. Last season, the Swiss driver outperformed his teammate Felipe Massa with 7 top 10 points finishes, showing that he's a driver that can bring the fight to the major manufacturers. Norman Nato joins Mortara at Rocket Venturi for Season 7, with the Monegasque team giving its long-term test and simulator driver the vote of confidence and a full race seat. And so far, that decision is looking good, as Nato looked competitive and up there with the Formula E veterans during testing.
It's a lot of change, obviously I know a lot about the team and the system on the car, but then when you're in the real car driving during the race weekend or preparing for race or even qualifying, it's a lot different than being in the simulators.
Rocket Venturi has also added a familiar face to its backroom lineup during the off-season, with Jerome D'Ambrosio hanging up his helmet and joining as deputy alongside team principal Susie Wolff. It was a tough season all round in 2019-20 for the newly titled Dragon Penske Autosport team. Rookie drivers in Brendan Hartley, who was replaced by Sergio Sette Camara in Berlin, and Nico Müller only managed to score 2 points for the team all season. But with Müller and Camara back for Season 7, will more experience behind the wheel pay off and see Dragon fighting for more points from the off?
It was an awesome feeling, to get trusted by the team. Of course, I drove with them in Berlin, and I think we worked well together. So after the test, I was called by the team and told they wanted to continue with me to this season.
Although not often representative of Formula E racing, testing showed that comparatively, the Dragon pair are more than capable to rub shoulders with the veterans, closing testing with the 2nd and 3rd fastest lap times of the grid. Significant changes have been made to the backroom staff at Neo 333 as the team looks to step things up ahead of Season 7, with a brand new powertrain hoping to do the trick. Long-serving qualifying specialist Oliver Turvey makes up half of the garage, often regarded as one of the most underrated drivers on the grid by his peers. Will the changes and upgrades in the team allow him to compete to the level he's expected to? 11th was his best result last season, but with Super Pole appearances and podiums in less competitive machinery during his time in Formula E, Turvey is a type of driver you never want to write off. So time will tell if the Neo 333 car will come good for him. Joining him is another driver with previous Formula E experience, Tom Blomqvist. The 27-year-old has previously driven a part season for Andretti in 2018 and also made a cameo appearance for Jaguar in the final 2 Berlin races last August. Another driver well regarded by his peers, could this be the most promising Neo pairing yet? So there we go, a hugely impressive grid to look forward to, a nice mix of youth and experience and a lot of points to prove. The lap times here in Valencia alone have been ridiculously close, so this is shaping up to be one hell of a season. As always, let us know what you think, what are your predictions, what are you most looking forward to in Season 7, let us know down below.